Yeah. Am I live? Yeah, buddy. What's good? Very good, huh? Late today. That's all right. Yeah, what's up, player? Yeah, what's going on out there, everybody? Welcome to a PM behind us because it's late in the day, but that's all good. Welcome. What's up, man? Welcome to BS with Behind. That's me. I'm Nikki Behind. That's what I call myself, Nikki Behind, here on YouTube, live on YouTube at BS with Behind. Ordinarily, yo, computer, get out of here with that crap. No, get up out of here. This Facebook friend request, dude. Who does that? Grow up. Yeah. What's up? You know what it is. Ordinarily, I do it in the morning. Wasn't happening today. Had a burger joint company trip to the Phillies game last night. Thus, the newly acquired Fred Durst hat, which is fire. So this might become part of the might become part of the normal stilo. Yeah, man, it was all right. It was all right. Baseball's like that. And it's a Wednesday. And as far as I'm concerned, when I talk on here anyway, Mondays zoom in, Wednesdays kind of like next level out. Oh, everybody's in here. What's up, man? Yeah. So it's like, did I really want to spend my whole day down in Philly at the Citizens Bank Park watching the Phillies smoke the Pirates? Eh, when the boss is, that's how I look at it. It's just a, what I mean, right now I'm just working a job. I'm decently important part of my company, and bosses want to do something cool like that, get everybody Phillies tickets, and the owners bought like 40 some tickets between all the stores we got. Just sent the crew down there. Got us a big coach like limousine party bus too, so it was cool. But my first reaction, it's like, dude, do I have to? You know what I mean? I'm like, do I have to go? Can I just take the half day? I'd almost rather have the time off. I could fill that with a million things that I might want to do more or deem more important than, hanging out with all these knuckleheads. Because knuckleheads indeed, if I joke on here about how that I'm unk now, bro, when I'm on a party bus with a bunch of 22-year-olds, yeah, that'll show my age real quick. When I'm not drinking or nothing. And these dudes, I mean, it's a good thing I don't drink. It's a good thing I put that shit down because that's like, oh man, I'd have been in my element, dude. It would have been bad news. I'd have been straight to jail, given my own ways and means. But overall, yeah, it was cool, man. Big fireworks display at the end. But that being said, I didn't get home till super late last night. And I just didn't feel like doing this today, to be honest. I woke up and I'm like, dude, let me just get my shit together, get up, go work out, get to work. You know what I mean? It's nice having cool things like that. It's nice having something worth doing, be a hater. Because when you're important in like an organization, a lot of it to me is like morale, just because I don't want to go, what kind of signal would it send to other people if it's like, oh, well, Nick's not coming. So, what's that going to do to me in terms of reputation, maybe in terms of just morale, camaraderie, team spirit, all that kind of stuff. I wonder how much it actually does or doesn't matter. But at the end of the day, like I've said a bunch of times on here, I'm not one of those people that rejects the world. I'm not one of those people that wants to just get away from all of it and just bury my head in the sand or in the woods and blah, blah, blah. That's not me. It's nice to get down there. Once you're on 95, man, you see that skyline when you're coming in the city. It's kind of a cool feeling. In the sea of people, kind of felt like being at a concert. And I ain't been down there since last year when Metallica was at the Eagle Stadium. So it's like, damn, this is it's a cool little thing. How selfish of me would it have been to just insist I'm getting a free ticket down. I'm getting my transportation taken care of. If I want food, I'm sure the company will get me food, whatever. But I'm just so insistent. "No, I don't want to. I don't want to. No, no thanks. Thanks, but no thanks." That stuff's interesting to me. At what point can you're so stubborn almost that you just won't accept something generous? Like it's pretty all these guys are looking forward to just drinking. The one dude, the one young bull was in there just sleeping. We had a whole part of the stand was just like our posse of people, like 35, 40 of us. And the one dude was just drinking so much. So now his new nickname is Sleepy Joe because he's snoozing. There's fireworks going off. There's fireworks going off at the end of the game, and this dude's just slumped over in his chair. But hey, man, that'd have been me. I've slept through more embarrassing situations than fireworks. I've made a fool of myself in situations as grand as a big baseball game. At the end of the day, too, it's like this is pretty cool, man. I'm just surrounded by people that I see all the time, but now I get to see them in different context, different thing. You're not doing the same thing we do every single day. No milkshakes to be had here, no fries. I don't got to yell at no one. I don't got to boss people around. I don't got to dictate the situation. I can just hang out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Jerome says he don't miss that life. Yeah, man, like going to a sports game, getting all jacked up, and it's not even an Eagles game, too. Phillies games are a little more moderate. Some people were out there getting after it, but you go to an Eagles game, and it's like that's all people are doing is just it's a revelry. But again, if someone were to offer me Eagles tickets just out of the goodness of doing something cool, doing something nice, if I say, "No, I'm cool, thanks, but no thanks," and it stops there, all right, right on, fair enough. But if it's like, "Nah, dude, like we're all going, come on, come on, man." How much of that's peer pressure? Did I give in to peer pressure? Yeah, the peer pressure is so hard. We're closing all the stores early so we can take the whole crew down to a game. Can't you just shut up and do something cool? So, if nothing else, I got the Fred Durst hat out of it. And that's a win, man. That's a win. And it's just, I don't know that it's that interesting per se. I don't know that I have any downloads or, you know, life lessons that I picked up on. Nothing really all like that. But it's a perspective shift of sorts, just being able to just enjoy it. Just enjoy it. Be around a bunch of drunks and not really be like super annoyed by it, just watching them, because I can't get it out of my head. You'd have found me at 22 years old, 23 years old, especially as far as work functions go, when it's like, again, that context switch. I get to see the same people that I see every day, but we're not working. We're not making pizzas right now. We're not doing this or that. We're just hanging. Even something dumb like these dudes have never really seen me not in work clothes. That changes how you look at people, man. And you can act like people and not just coworkers or employees or this collective whole of people that's we're only here to do this specific thing that we have to do because we're at work. And yeah, man. Not that interesting, but pretty cool. Felt like a real American in the city of Philadelphia watching fireworks just go off. So let's consider it, if the book I'm reading, Learned Optimism is the book I'm still working my way through. Consider it an exercise in that, man. Consider it an exercise in that instead of the whole time thinking, man, I wish I could be doing this instead. Man, I could have been doing this. Oh, but now I'm behind on this. Oh, and let the mental machinery kind of take over and give into it. It's like, nah, let me just enjoy this. Let me just enjoy this, dude. Not that much, I in my life at least, I do things I enjoy, but for the most part, I'm always on task. I'm always doing something, which is righteous, which is good, which is how it should be. There ain't much productive, quote unquote, productive action to be done just enjoying a ball game. And I'm not even that big of a baseball dude, but I'm sitting there and I'm like, man, I should get into baseball. Like, it's not necessarily one of my super important interests, but say the company was like, guys, we're going to go all see Metallica. Yeah. Someone else would be like, no, I'm okay. I don't want to do that. And I'd say, you're stupid. And I'd be the excited one, you know? Yeah, it's just a little perspective shift for me as I'm learning to be optimistic, changing the pervasive and permanent ways of thinking and kind of getting over that hump of like, where do I fit in all this? What's my role? Well, what about what I want? Just selfish, dude. selfish, self-centered ways of thinking. And that straddling that line of whether it's important, whether it's not important, sometimes you just got to shut up, and just do it. I'd be lame. At the end of the day, it would be lame if the other store managers are there and the owners are there and all the other people are there. But one of the OGs, he's too good for us. He didn't want to come down and hang out. Yeah, but I'm watching these fools on the way home too. They were like passing this bottle of whiskey around, and I'm I'm a bit of a dick because I'm like yelling at everyone. I'm like, drink it, come on, drink it, be a man. Like you guys want to come out and party, you guys want to be about that. Do it right, man. Because what am I gonna do? Just sit there and not even participate? Just be a statue? That's lame too, man. Yeah, I don't know. That's where I'm at with it though. Not a whole lot to say really. If I'm gonna extrapolate all this stuff that I'm talking about, to not the immediate frame of mind, but the next step out. Yeah, it's important to have fun. It's important to be around people. It's important to do cool things. As me and my man Smiles, you're in the chat, dude. Good to see you in the chat, by the way. Me and Smiles, we talk. That's something he likes to say. Just getting off the porch and doing something. Getting off the porch, just doing something instead of just sitting there on the stoop, just talking smack, having an opinion, running your mouth, but doing nothing. That's lame. And it's important to not be lame because we can't, one of my homies was like, man, if I had my way, I would just like go buy a big property in Alaska or in Montana or something. I'd be all right if my neighbor was a mile away from me. And I get that people think that way. I get why people think that way. And I get the kind of compulsion to want to just get away from all of it. Stoop kid's afraid to leave the stoop. Yeah, and stoop kid sucks. You see how everyone picks on stoop kid? Get off the stoop, stupid. It's easy. And you don't know where it'll put you. It might not put you in good places. I know I never really hung out on the stoop my whole life per se. I'd prefer Wawa parking lots, rolling blunts and stuff. But I always kind of just threw myself into most things once I want to. And I guess that's kind of where it goes to too, is you got to want to do something or be persuaded to do something, not persuaded under pressure, not persuaded under duration or what's that? Duress. That's the word I meant. Not to be persuaded under duress or forced or pressured or whatever, but sometimes a little egging on goes a long way. Instead of just sitting there thinking you're above everything and whatever. That's one night. In the big picture, that's I guess I could have used that time. There's an opportunity cost to time, and you got to be intentional about how you spend your time. I'll be the first one to tell anybody that. It's real important. But I spend 6 days of my life every week at work in varying capacities with all these people. To hyperanalyze going to a baseball game with the company I've worked for 10 years, you might be a little too deep in the productivity talk. You might be a little too deep in the, optimization, grind culture, hustle culture. And I like all that stuff, but it's just like, all right, you know what? I'll ask the boss. Let's see if I can get out of it. He calls me gay for wanting to get out of it. All right, fair enough. Because I ain't gay. I'll come to the game then, fine. And I'll have fun. How you like that? Want to come around telling me I'm this or that. You know what I mean? But maybe I'm just stupid. Maybe that's what compels me to come out here and with my Fred Durst hat and knock off gas station sunglasses and just opine a little bit, just talk a little bit, talk to the people a little bit. Maybe there's something valuable in all that. Who knows? Maybe not. If I had problems wanting to drink, if I wasn't steadfast and had some time into the sobriety thing, maybe that would have been like a bad call. But that would have been my call to make if I'm like, dude, I'm not sitting on a limo bus with 5 cases of beer and a bunch of Roush's shit kickers. Like, I don't feel like doing that because I don't want to drink. Like, you can't make me. If it's a fine line, that's a fine line. That's a different thing, though. Going to a baseball game, an America's pastime, and I want to call myself an American, man, I think it behooves me start paying attention to baseball a little bit. Plus, the Phillies are good, apparently. But I can't even say that. Here I am at the game with a baseball hat on my head, and I'll be a poser to be wearing this and just hide behind the great silhouette of Fred Durst. I like the Fred Durst look, though. Makes me look like I'm from Philly. Sometimes I forget that. But I don't want to go to a Phillies game. Soft. And if I wasn't there, I couldn't pick on Sleepy Joe. Dude's just sleeping in the stadium. But yeah, man, that's what I'm thinking about. And like I said, it's just a day. I got all night. I got all night now. Done my work day. Got my workout in. Bunch of stuff I had to do is now done. Now there's stuff that I got to do if I want to keep moving forward how I want to. So I'm gonna keep myself busy. One night, take me out to the ball game. Not too bad. Not too bad. So here's the PM edition of BS with Hannas, man. Just chilling, time to get to it. I gotta write some stuff. I gotta read some stuff. I gotta throw that weighted vest on me and go sweat. It's like 100 degrees out here in Pennsylvania. It's like 200 degrees in the burger joint, surrounded by deep fryers in the oven or grills, whatever. It's all the same to me. It's just a day at work. And right when it's summertime, it's July, baby. It's 4th of July weekend. It better be hot. If it was cold, we'd have a problem. Don't complain about it. Just enjoy it to the best I can. Stuff that I got to remind myself. Maybe it'll help one of you fools out there too. So yeah, that's the word today. Happy Wednesday evening, pushing 6 o'clock. Whatever you guys are doing out there, enjoy it, do it well, crush it, keep ripping it, rinse and repeat, man. Thanks for hanging out. BS with Hannas, live on YouTube, as you can tell today, especially totally unscripted. YouTube at BS with Hannas. Send it out to Apple Podcast, Spotify Podcast, so on and so forth. You want to hear some music? I got another YouTube channel for music. YouTube.com/ or username, whatever. Nikki Hannas Music, studio stuff. NikkiBHannas.com, NikkiBHannas.bandcamp.com, Nikki Hannas on all streaming services. You like the show? Like it, comment it. Think I look stupid? Think I talk stupid? Let me know. I'll engage with you. We can have a little chit chat. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, all the links below. So on and so forth on Instagram at Heavy Blues Metal. Lots of guitar, weightlifting, stuff I think about. Maybe I got to stop thinking. We got to retard max a little better. Anyway, keep it real. One love. I'm out. Peace. Oh, yeah. Wait. Jerome pops in last second. He said, keep motherfucking ripping. Throw that F-bomb in there for emphasis. All right, bye.